This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Betsy, I feel like we got a pretty big get today when it comes to...
We got a gigantic get today.
As far as like when it comes to spooky stuff, this person actually has become an icon of haunted things or of horror, right?
Yes.
Like literally a meme. So
Yes.
biggest thing she's ever done. We have screenwriter, doctor. She wrote The Heat. She wrote on Parks and Rec. And I already forgot you said say two. So okay, I'm just going to say those two. And she's written everything great. Welcome to the podcast, Katie Dippold. Hello.
Woo.
Yeah, very big get. Very
Huge
big get.
get.
Really.
I mean, every
Huge.
Halloween time when your Babadook meme comes up, it is so funny. And also I take a lot of pride because my arm is in the picture.
Your arm is in the photo. That's right.
This little mole right here, you can see it in that meme.
I should have tagged your arm in the original tweet.
Oh, it's all right.
I should have. My apologies.
I'll find my fame some way.
It'll happen, Marcy. It'll happen.
It's gonna happen.
That night was just so funny because your partner walked in and was like, Katie's coming in and she'll be late.
He's always dragged into my antics.
Because it was a while too. You took a while before you came.
Well, no, I was staring through the window for a while, but no one noticed me. So like I had begun a minute after he came inside, and then I just stared into the window and everyone just kept watching TV and chit-chatting. And I was like, at a certain point, now I'm a fool. And then I can't remember. I think I went to a closer window, and then finally I think David Phillips noticed and shrieked. And then I finally came in, and then no one else was at the same level as me in costume.
But there's no way you thought that Trisha's house was going to have a bunch of people dressed up, huh? Or
I thought, okay, I knew no one was going to be like that, but I thought that like Neil Casey said him and Meredith were going to be dressed as like Polly, or no, the two characters from The Sopranos. I can't remember which ones.
Yeah.
But that was just, they were wearing comfortable tracksuits. And so I thought there would be an element of festive. Like, I thought there would be a little something. Like usually there's always a couple of people. And I didn't think about the what a contrast there would be. I mean, also like I was drinking red wine, so my teeth, that pale makeup over red wine teeth, it was disgusting. It was truly disgusting.
It's so funny.
it's truly so funny. Like just what a fun moment to experience too. To be like, ah! Like to hear David shriek as you said.
Yes.
Gosh.
Yeah. And then when we just sat and watched a movie, and then it feels really weird, like to just be in costume. And then, this actually happened again a couple years later. The Smokes did an improv show. It's like Halloween night. And I dressed up, maybe you've seen it on Instagram. I dressed up as Keith Sutherland's character from The Lost Boys.
Yes.
But I went like full prosthetics. Like it's pretty intense, and the contacts and everything. And it was super weird and uncomfortable. I really pushed for us all to be in costume for the show. And I don't know what happened, but it felt really uncomfortable. I feel like the audience didn't know what to do with it. because we were still just doing normal improv scenes.
Right.
But everyone's just in these weird costumes that have nothing to do with the scenes. We didn't know what to do with it. And then we went out to dinner. We were just at Birds, and everyone else could just kind of take off their wig. But I was still wearing this prosthetic vampire face. And so just talking over chicken and rice like that, I actually felt super weird. I've never felt like it was a really strange feeling. That's another example. It happens.
That's so weird because it's Halloween. Like, come on, audience. You get it. It's Halloween.
And it may have been that I don't know. Maybe I felt weird. It just felt like too much. It was like the Babadook costume times 10 in my mind. Like it felt even more removed from everything else.
I feel like when the moment that plastic or rubber gets involved with me in Halloween, I'm out. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't do it. And that's why I don't dress up, because it's always that stinky, like the makeup smells bad too. I'm like, I can't do it. It's just too much for me.
Yeah. And I don't know how to heighten it anymore. Like the only thing I could think of was having people over and then going to the bathroom and then getting in costume and coming out as the old lady coming out of the bathtub in The Shining with like a naked bodysuit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, but that's insane. Like, where does it end? Where does it end, Betsy? I don't know.
I thought you thought maybe we're gonna then do the It old lady.
Oh,
Remember from that scene?
That's true. Yeah. That was a really fun moment. Yes. The scamper, her little scamper away. That would be great. Yeah.
The little scamper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it ends.
But I believe you'll find it.
Yeah.
I think so. I do feel like there's something else out there for me. I have to stop. I scare my boyfriend Drew all the time, and I finally have to calm down. Like, we're getting older, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be dangerous. And so I have to stop, because when we first moved in together, I had a blue hallway in my apartment. I don't know if either of you ever saw it, but I was at a Halloween store and saw a blue bodysuit, and I was like, this is perfect. I mean, this is meant to be. And so I bought it and brought it home, put it on, like went against the wall, waited for him to come out of the shower, and then my plan was for him to walk by me and just me be like, Drew. But as he was walking by me, I was like, wait, he's gonna freak the fuck out and like start swinging. So I waited till he was a couple feet further away, and I said, Drew. And it really took him like a couple minutes to like, where are you? What is happening? He was really freaked out, and he finally figured it out. It was one of those things where you had to like really stare, but I don't see you. And then when you finally realize, no, there's someone standing against the wall, blended in.
Oh,
but anyway, so
God.
Yeah. I've had to cool my jets, but I feel like the gift isn't being used, if I'm being honest. And I wish I had like young people in the neighborhood that I could terrorize, but
right
now, like I said, I tap out a lot with Halloween. I like spooky stuff and I like the season, but the night of, I usually am like, I get overwhelmed. But
I didn't know that. That's so surprising, because I know you also love this stuff.
But if Aubrey, our friend Aubrey Plaza, if she's around, she does the most fun candy give outs, because she really scares children like terribly. And it's so funny. Like, with
I love that.
The little kids, she goes easier, but like I've seen like 13-year-old boys like fall down a hill screaming, like it's so
That's
funny.
So great. It's so funny. She lives down the street from me right now, and for the past like 4 years. And every Halloween, we're both so into it in our own ways that we can never quite cross paths, because I feel like she'll send a text that's like, hey, if you're in the neighborhood, I'm dressed as a witch terrorizing children. I'm like, oh, I can't, but you're welcome to come to my backyard cemetery where there's a fog machine. But like, we're just often extending these invitations, but we're too busy with our own shenanigans.
I think you have to team up and rent a house.
I think someone would die. I think
that's how you top what you've been doing.
There it is. You should do your own like haunt. You should plan your own haunt.
Betsy, that is my dream. Yes. I honestly feel like that the dream in life is to get to a point where that's something I can do, and that would be wonderful.
Like
I feel like
a delusion. Like
Exactly.
because I feel like the first time I went to Delusion, it blew my mind, and it's great
Yeah.
every year, but the first time really blew my mind, and it's something like that to be recreated. I think you can do that. No pressure. I know you're writing movies all the time, but
This sounds so much more fun. If this would be so much better. That would be the dream, truly. That would be amazing.
You would write such cool ones too.
It would be very fun to see what everyone we know would come up with for their own haunt. You know, it's kind of like seeing their soul on display, like what they're afraid of, and how dark it goes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very interesting.
yeah, mine you just walk in and it's a completely black room, but you fall into a pool and then you can't figure out where you are.
Marcy.
Too many people
That's
die.
too scary.
You're just wet and your clothes are heavy, and there's a really heavy like AC blowing and wind.
Oh God.
Mine would have a lot of social awkwardness where like you're talking to someone they can't get past the small talk, or you keep saying something at the same time and there's like a minute of silence afterwards. There'd be things like that would be sprinkled throughout someone chasing you with a knife.
Yeah. Mine would be, just like, hey, take your shirt off. I'm like, no, that's too scary. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, yours is like a locker room with a bunch of 8th grade girls who are bullies.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hell on earth. That's too scary.
That would be fun too. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I miss the haunts from when we were younger. Like for me, growing up in the 80s before lawsuits were really kicking in, like they were really terrifying. Like not like in the shock sort of way, but like I went on this thing in upstate New York called the Trail of Terror. And I remember it was through this cornfield, but at the end I was walking behind my family and Jason came up to me and I kind of got stuck behind, and he grabbed me by my neck and the bottom of my head and lifted me up in the air above him. And I was like calling for my parents, and then he just finally put me back down and I ran off. That's not going to happen in 2022.
No.
Kids
like
these
the funnest
days,
thing.
their heads will pop off and it would be a whole thing.
And you know what? When it happens to them as adults, they won't know what to do. When Jason comes up to them and lifts them in the air, they're not going to know what to do now.
They're not going to know what to do.
I'll know what to do.
Yeah.
Too soft.
You'll just kind of scream for your family and then get put back down.
Exactly. I know to just wait it out. And it's all in good fun.
I'm not going to struggle. I'm not going to fight back. Jason will put me right back down.
Exactly. Yes.
You just got to give the energy that you want in return. That's all. Like
Exactly.
an animal.
Yes.
Of all of our friends, I feel like that you are most like you are Halloween. I feel like in LA. Katie Dippold is LA's Halloween.
Yes.
Actually, that's honestly the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me in my entire life.
And you wrote The Heat and people really liked it.
That's also very nice. This is a lovely time for me. Thank you.
In 2020, when it was October 2020, and everybody was like, "There's gonna be no Halloween this year," Katie sent Mono and I quite a wonderful giant surprise. It's like a life-size, well, taller than me, like a life-size, like scarecrow hell guy. And we love it so much. And I put it up every
I honestly felt I'm like, it's so funny. It's like I was handling everything like okay, and then when it came to Halloween was canceled, I was like, no one's going to be able to handle this. How are people going to survive this?
Yeah.
I just started reaching out to people like, are you okay? Are you okay?
You were projecting a little bit.
Yes, a little bit.
Well,
it was just like, what do we do? This is like truly from like middle of August through now like November. It's like all Halloween stuff all the time. And it was very jarring to be like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
And but then 2021, when we started to be able to do it again, it was so exciting. It was like the first kind of social activities that I had done in a year and a half. And it felt so special. It's so funny how in Los Angeles, LA, Halloween is so important to us. It feels so special though.
It
makes sense. For me, it's like, I miss East Coast Halloween a lot, but LA Halloween is pretty fun just because you have all of those houses in like Burbank that do all the crazy, set design of their house because all these people that have done set design. There's just so much cool stuff about LA.
Yeah. Those houses in Burbank or in the valley are so well done. Because it is,
fun.
like set designers and like Imagineers from Disney just being like, here's the coolest thing you will ever see in someone's backyard. It's so fun.
It goes really far. Like I'm used to like my house growing up, my mom would dress up like a scarecrow and sit on the front porch and just like jump out and scare kids. Mm-hmm. And what I love is she did it long after me and my sister moved out. Like even after when she was retired, she just had to keep it going, That's where I get a lot of my love of Halloween from. She used to like scare us when we were kids, like if we were home watching TV and she was at the neighbor house, like I would hear someone tapping on the window. We were quite young, but yes, it was very fun. When they canceled Universal Horror Nights that year, I got so many like texts and condolences, like, "Hey, are you all right?" Like,
oh my God, yeah, I got because 2019, that's when they had Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that maze, and it was like one of the best years, and I was like, it's only getting better. And I was so pumped for 2020 because I think Killer Clowns was maybe going to come back also, and then it got canceled. It's okay.
One of the best things I saw, I think it was that year, I saw a clown on stilts accidentally stepped on Pam Murphy's foot, and it looks so painful. I can't imagine how painful it was. And Pam was trying to limp away, but the guy felt bad and kept chasing after her to apologize, and she was just trying to run away.
That's so funny.
Because I know
I feel that only happens to Pam too.
And I know exactly what she was like. Ow! Like I'm sure she made the biggest deal about it.
Yes.
So funny.
Very funny. Well, we could talk about Halloween for the next 4 months, but I'm going to ask you the question we ask all of our guests, which is, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Okay. I have a ghost story. And it's pretty minor, honestly, but I think it's notable, and you can decide what you think afterwards.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm telling you how to process this, but you just can tell the story.
You got to help us out, yeah.
Yeah. When I was in college, I went to Rutgers. This is in New Jersey. And my college boyfriend was sleeping over, and in the middle of the night, I woke up and I saw what looked like an old man, like a kind of like a dusty professor vibe, leaning over Mike, staring at his face, like inches away. And I swear, and I was like, I have to be dreaming. Like I'm looking, I'm dreaming. I see my room. It's nighttime. It's everything I would normally see it, but I'm just seeing this man staring at Mike's face. And I was like, this has to be a dream. So I keep opening my eyes and squinting like I'm going to suddenly like wake up. But the weird thing was, it didn't go away until the man looked up at me, looked surprised, and then disappeared.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Yeah.
What?
It was so weird. And then I woke up Mike, and I was like, there was a man just staring at your face. And he was obviously deeply unsettled by this. And then I just went back to sleep. But then another interesting aspect to this, and you can make this of what you want as well. A couple days later, Chris Gethard was over. We went to Rutgers together. We're on the same floor freshman year. And I was telling him this story, and we talked, and later on he was leaving, and I walked him out to the door, and he suddenly looked very strange, and he was looking past me and looked terrified. And it was like quickly like, okay, I got to go. I'll see you later. And I was like, are you all right? He's like, yeah, I got to go, and left. And later on that day, he was like, I don't know what it was. I just saw some kind of weird gray form behind you. And I just had this very distinct feeling it wanted me to leave. And so that's my ghost story.
Oh, I got chills.
It was super weird. Yeah.
What?
If you ever have him on, you can ask him about that. And follow-up questions like, why didn't you ask her to step outside and alert her to this?
Why didn't you help in any way?
What?
Yeah, that was it, though. I mean, there's another aspect to it. I would always tell my friend Denise that I had a snack bar that I would keep on my nightstand that one day was missing. And she was like, stop telling people that part of the story. That has nothing to do with anything.
Wait.
And it just...
A snack bar? What do you mean? Like a...
At the time I was interning, I had to get up early to take the train into the city. And I had a snack bar to help me get out of bed, to motivate me to open my eyes. Like just like food luring me awake. And I always had it right there. And then one morning it just wasn't there. It was just, I thought that was strange. Never found it.
I think my question is it a granola bar or is it a bar of snacks like in a hotel room?
It was granola bar. Okay. It was a granola bar, yes. I didn't have a mini bar next to me, but yes, great question. Yes. Yeah.
Rutgers, all right.
Pringles, Twix, peanut M&Ms.
Spend $14 on some Pringles. Cool.
Yes.
Wow.
So I had two stories. So I know that's quick. I had a minor ghost story and a startle in Los Angeles. So it's up to you if you want to unpack the ghost story further or get into the startle. Okay.
Let's unpack the ghost story.
Yes.
And then we'll get to the startle.
If we have time. If you don't have time, I understand.
You were at Rutgers.
Yes.
Do you think it was a fallen professor?
A fallen. I didn't get a sense of. I mean, maybe he had been shamed, or I didn't get a bad feeling from it, for what it's worth. I didn't feel scared. It was like, oh, that's cool. Like I just felt more like, oh wow, that was something. I really saw something. It felt exciting, but not at all bad or scary. Now, what Gethard saw was apparently different. Now, maybe that was a completely unrelated event, which would be unfortunate. But
right. Oh my God.
I never felt bad in this apartment. Like it was just like an old house it was like a house that this guy that bought it turned it into 2 apartments.
Yeah.
And we were in the upstairs and then my bedroom is in the attic.
Wow.
Ooh, the attic.
I never thought about that. Yeah, I guess
there it is.
There it is.
You're asking for trouble in the attic.
Yep.
Do you think, because we've heard quite a few stories through this and just from like watching ghost shows and everything where like do you think you scared the ghost and the ghost thought you might have been a ghost? You know what I'm saying? Like kind of the other style.
Like so he right. Did this ghost think he was a ghost?
Or like, did he think you were, where he's like, what's going on?
Let's pitch a scenario. There's a man who lives in that house, either before or after you live there, and he hears heavy breathing coming from the attic, and he goes to investigate where the sound is coming from, and he thinks it's coming from right here, right above the floorboards, and so he bends down to try to see. He's like, he's trying to see what it is, or he's like, I can feel almost like wind, and it's your boyfriend. And then he looks up and there's a young woman in a Babadook costume staring at him.
I mean, maybe it's some kind of, I don't know, multiverse.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It was super,
but he seemed shocked, right?
He seemed very surprised. That was the weirdest part to me, that he looked surprised. Because I don't know. I guess I could have just dreamed this man and dreamt that he looked up at me surprised, but that just I don't know. It seems very crazy. All of it's great. There's no easy answer. Now maybe someone's listening is like, the easy answer, you're dreaming, and that could be. But it was very strange.
I love that one listener who just listens every week to be like, that's not what happened.
Yeah. Not a ghost. That's an old vent. Why are you listening to this show?
Nice try, ladies. Didn't get me this time.
Yeah, that's a dream.
We'll see you next week.
They have their
Thanks
science.
for listening.
Yeah, please rate, review. They have a lab coat on. They're working on their science projects.
Science. Wow.
And that person doesn't realize they've been dead for 27 years.
Ooh, and now they're listening and remembering all the times of them trying to have conversations with their wives.
Oh my gosh, Sixth Sense, yes.
Yeah, all this stuff.
Yep. That's how it happens.
That's every time. That's how it happens every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the gray thing behind you seems, I think, a little more upsetting. But I have a theory that that's not yours. That's Chris Gethard's.
That's interesting.
Whoa.
Very interesting. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. And frankly, my house was too crowded for that. I there wasn't enough room for that at the time. But, yeah, that makes sense.
You said that you never felt anything weird in that house, yeah?
No. So his theory was that whatever it was it seemed like a protective, controlling entity.
Okay.
Like it didn't, which would make sense if the ghost was staring at my boyfriend's face and then also didn't like this other guy that was at the house. However, it doesn't, what I saw looked like an old, nice professor, like an older man. So it doesn't quite fit, but I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, maybe
he did look truly terrified.
But maybe it's the ghost or Chris.
The Chris looks terrified. The Chris.
I mean,
looks
maybe
terrified.
it came in that form to make him leave too. I mean, it could be the
Oh,
same.
interesting.
Right.
Yes.
But truly amazing that you scared it. Of course you would scare a ghost. That makes perfect sense, Katie.
I'd like to. Oh, that would be nice.
I think it happened.
I was very relieved that didn't happen when I moved anywhere else. Like the plot of Paranormal Activity, the fact that thing followed her was like the scariest thing in the world to me.
It's so scary. Did you ever think of that, after this experience of whenever you move somewhere, of did I bring whatever that was with me?
Oh God, I remember thinking, oh, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. And, but I didn't even think of the idea that it could possibly follow. That would have been, I always, whenever I watch Paranormal Activity, I'm always just like, just go to a diner.
Same.
That's all I would do.
Say, get out of there. Go hang out somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Come on, please.
Yeah. I mean, any of the spooky experiences I've had have never been, I don't know, I felt like, I don't know I wasn't really that scared of them. If I were very afraid of something, I would try to fix it, I wouldn't live in that.
Oh, you would, what do you mean? You would bring someone in to help the situation or you would find a new location?
Yeah, I would leave I would figure it out. The very first time that I heard something in my apartment out in LA and then woke up immediately, called my mom and she was like, get a priest, call holy water. And I was like, I don't think I need that. But I mean, my family's like, get a priest, get a holy water, get on it, no hesitation. Let's snap into action.
Yeah.
That's so smart. I wonder, I feel like the internet has really changed things. I feel like it was harder this was probably in 2001, 2002. I guess the internet existed, but it wasn't as easy to look up things. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I always think about that all the time, how different life is. To find a priest now, I don't know. Do you go to Yelp? I just feel like it's just seems easier now. I guess then I could have walked to a local church or something.
Ooh,
Yeah, open the yellow pages and
yellow pages.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't even think about what I could do about it. Yeah,
I'm a problem
It's so
solver.
funny. I always act like I don't believe in stuff like psychics. I'm like, it's not real. But anytime I'm getting a reading, I'm like, yes, that is true. They are trying to take my energy.
That's so funny. Yeah, what do you think that is? Just kind of like not wanting or kind of a defense mechanism, being like, I don't believe that, but then like, oh well, this did happen and this is happening.
I don't know. I guess it just seems so silly, but then I start to think, but nothing makes sense. So any of these things seem possible to me.
Yeah. That's big time, man. Where it's like, who knows, man? There's so much going on we don't know. Might as well.
I have this feeling when I've ever had any kind of like psychic reading where it's like, I want it for them. I want it to be true for them, because I don't want them to be like, I'm just like, I don't want you to be embarrassed or like that I don't want you to be so delusional you think you're psychic or,
Yeah. I have one theory about psychics that even if it's not real, it's still weirdly helpful because whatever feels true to you is something that you're not, really taking in. So if they say something, you're like, oh yes, that's true. It's maybe just as helpful if someone's guessing different things about you and you're like, that's it. That's what's bothering me.
Yeah. That's what I needed to hear said out loud to be like, okay, I need to move on. Let's go.
Yeah. I think for sure that's the thing with tarot cards. I mean, sometimes maybe it's more to it, but absolutely with tarot cards, it's like, that is the problem I'm facing right now. That's right. I do need to make a change. Yep. I need to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, have I gone several times to get my tarot cards read? Yes. Have I made big decisions based off of this? Absolutely.
Oh.
But I just think either way, whether it's fake or not, I still find it interesting. We're still having a good time.
Yeah. Would you say you're superstitious at all? Like, yeah.
I'm not superstitious, but I get, sorry, I don't want to take us in a whole other therapy thing. I get, I'm not superstitious, but I get sort of, when I was a kid, I mean, one probably would say this was some minor form of OCD, but I would do things like if I shut the refrigerator, I would be obsessed thinking, oh, I think my cat got in. And then I would open the refrigerator and look, shut it, and I'd walk away. No, he got in that time. And I would go back like 20 times. I would open it, scale all the way down to the floor, and then shut it, and then walk away and be like, but could he have jumped over me? Like, I was a very strange kid.
Cats are finicky.
So I would be superstitious about things. If there's something I'm like, oh, if I don't do that, then this is going to happen. So it was more of a supernatural feeling and more of a weird thing that was going on with me as a kid.
But I do that now with my dryer.
Yeah.
I will stop and start my dryer. I will start and stop my dryer like 3 times just to make sure no cats have gotten in there.
Yeah.
Even though I will close 3 doors in between too, because you have to go into my closet. So like in my room, in my closet, to my laundry room. So like I will literally make sure all of those doors are closed and then still like open and close and open and close. Just because I heard one story, a family member's friend like accidentally put the cat in the dryer and it didn't survive. So I can't, and my cats want to be in the laundry room so bad. So stop and start,
warm
stop
clothes.
and start. Wet clothes, they love it.
Ooh, wet clothes. They love to just paw at those.
But maybe that's a realistic fear. I don't know. Your cat could get in the refrigerator. I've seen plenty of TikToks
Marcy,
that
don't
way.
say this to me.
Oh no, it's back.
I finally kicked it.
Do you have a cat?
No, not.
Well.
I'm gonna get one eventually, and I actually think about it. I'm like, I can't start that shit up again. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, got other things to focus on.
We had this cat Andrew that was just always looking. He was always trying to escape. I mean, I thought he was a very happy cat, but this guy, it was like his whole life was like, how am I going to get out of here? Like he'd have these like schemes. And then if he got out, like if the door opened, he would just sprint out like 5 feet and then wouldn't know what to do with himself and just lay on his side. And it's like, all right, Andrew, try it again next time and bring him in.
That's pretty good of him to realize, like, wait a second, I can't survive in this world.
I think to him it was like, in Beetlejuice when you go outside and it's like crazy. I think that's what he was experiencing.
The sandworms.
Big old sandworm. Whoa.
Now, what happened in LA?
Okay, this is another quickie, but I was daytime, Los Feliz, just went to lunch at Mustard Seed.
Yes.
I went back to my car. A shout out to Jerry at Mustard Seed. I went back to my car. I was sitting in the driver's seat, and I think I had started the car. Maybe I hadn't, or I think I had, but it was in park and the e-brake was on. And I was looking at my phone, and a guy walks by wearing what looks like a beekeeper suit. And it was super weird and eerie, and it had a real Zodiac killer kind of vibe. Oh. And I was like, what in God's name is this man doing walking along the bright daylight of Los Angeles, wearing the helmet down and everything? And I thought, it's so weird. So as he walked past and going towards the head of my car, I pulled up my phone and took a little picture of him. And I put my phone back down because I was going to text it to someone. And then when I looked back up, he had turned around and was now walking straight towards my car. And I was like, wait, what is happening? What's happening right now? Wait, is he walking my car? This can't be happening. And he just keeps walking closer and closer to my door. And he looks like he's on a mission. He's walking really fast. And then he's approaching the passenger window. And I my heart is pounding. I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is happening. This is a Zodiac killer. This is the moment it happens. I'm actually experiencing. This is the moment before I die or I'm taken. And I didn't know what to do. It is like I had like 3 seconds, and I could have driven away. I just couldn't do it. I had I just started taking the back of my hand and hitting the horn and screaming at the top of my lungs, like the most visceral scream, ah! And then the guy he had started pulling on the handle before I started screaming. And that's when I started screaming. He was aggressively pulling on, screaming. And then finally he suddenly looks shocked and holds up his hands. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I had the same exact car behind yours. I was just getting a kit for my passenger seat. I'm so sorry. Oh. And I look in my rearview mirror and I see it is the same car. And I just sat there. I was like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And I was like, and then I just put my car in drive and drove away. But it was so fucking crazy. Like for that, there was 10 full seconds of I'm about to be killed by a Zodiac killer. It was truly insane. Yeah. And I was so disappointed about how I reacted. I now know how I'm going to react if that happens, because I even had this it's so funny. I even had this taser flashlight thing in my glove compartment, but it was still in the plastic box wrapping. All these things that were so useless.
Whoa.
So that was my startle.
But you survived it though. So you did the right instinct happened.
I just can't believe. I mean, I got lucky. I mean, I'm glad. I always lock the doors. That's the first thing I do when I get in the car is lock the doors. I always look in the back seat and lock the doors.
Yeah.
God. And then wait, were they unlocked? Now I'm trying to remember. I can't. No, they must have been locked. So, but I'm just I'm just shocked I didn't drive away. I could have driven away, or I could have. Honestly, I could have just opened the driver's seat and rolled out, but my seatbelt was on. It was really crazy how fast it all happened.
It's really wild. Yeah, to be that scared and in such a scary situation, because that rarely happens. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, oh man, I did everything I didn't think I would ever do.
I know.
I was in a horror movie, just sitting there. When I'm always like, fucking run, get out of there. But it's you never know.
Everyone thinks everyone watches a horror movie with such judgment. That's not what I would do. This is what I would do. And I'm like, listen, you don't know what you would do. One other time I remember when I was younger, I was in the living room and I had the music blasting and I was dancing or something stupid. And I didn't realize my dad was home and looking at the mail in the kitchen. And I was just so shocked to see him just standing there looking at mail. My reaction was to just fall down on my side. I just fell down like an animal that just gives up. It's it's really disappointing. I think of myself. I'm like, oh, I would think so quickly. I'd be like a cat, just jump out of there.
Yeah.
But every time it's been presented to me, I've been very disappointed.
But neither of those times have been real danger. So you had your body started to have a response and it did no more than it needed to do. So I think it's okay. I think that you still, if there's a knife coming to you, I think Katie's I think you are going to have a different response. And maybe falling to the ground would be the thing to do. And then you roll away or whatever.
I think I'm going to sprint right into the knife. I think I'm going to grab
get it over with.
I'm running.
Me and my sister used to get in like physical fights a lot growing up. She was 4 years older, so she had the advantage. But I was always floored of how I couldn't ever get a good hit in. Like it was like my hands would just be flapping about. And so that's another thing I think about. Like if there's ever like some kind of struggle, I just know how that's going to work too. In case any murderers are listening, I've got stuff. I've got
You've learned
weapons. I've got all sorts of things.
They're all in boxes still, and they will be hard to open, especially when I'm scared.
Yeah, I can't take them out of the box until I'm ready to use them. That is just a rule. You can't take them out of the box early, but
it's like having a gun in a gun safe. You know how it's gonna. If you are responsible, there's no way you can get it when you need it.
Yes, that's very true.
Well,
very true.
I think it's because you're the attacker, not the attackee. Like, when it comes, like, you're the person who should be scaring other people. So
that's true. That is where my heart is. Yeah.
How many serial killers do you think have been murdered before they really got their time to shine?
Whoa, Marcy.
Good question.
We'll never
Good
know.
question. Oh, what a shame.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Wow. And it was just a beekeeper or something like that.
I think that the more I think about it, I have a friend that pointed out he's probably doing a crime scene. It's probably more of a hazmat suit than a beekeeper. So this guy, he was having his own day. He's probably at a crime scene on the street. Maybe someone died.
Crime scene?
I think this happens more often than we realize if someone dies at home in an accident, even if it's not a crime or like.
And not like not an exterminator with a termite tent person.
I gotta look up that outfit. I've seen those people and it didn't look like that.
Okay, it looked crime scene investigator.
I just Googled termite outfit and I'm looking it up. Okay, well, what came up was a costume of a termite, so I had not seen that before.
That's a pretty good height and just be a nasty little termite for Halloween.
just a cute little bug for Halloween. That's my twist.
No, I'm
a cockroach. Nice.
Okay, I could see how they kind of look like, but the beekeeper part is, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But whatever that guy was doing, I think his day was more interesting than mine.
I don't know. I think trying to break into a woman's car had to be his best, like the highlight, right? Or the low light of his day.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Because if you're investigating crime scenes, like you're like, yeah, blood, fingernail scratches, I get it.
Yeah. That's so crazy. It's such a visceral memory. Like I remember exactly what he looked like. I always think that I actually think that would be terrible in any kind of situation where they ask you to draw something you saw.
Oh,
right.
I wish I knew what he looked like so I could try to describe him and see how close it was because I'm sure it's completely different. Those things scare me. So I can't.
That scares me so much. Or like just being like, you're a witness and we need you to come to trial and say that, and be like, I couldn't tell you a damn thing. I don't know.
The time that I got robbed and then the cops were like, can you come down to the station and look at some some like pictures, and I was like, well, I have no idea. No. I was like, these people, I know they were young, but now I'm questioning I have no clue.
Right.
I filled my brain up with too many improv scenes. I don't remember anything important anymore.
Just the way my family will all tell the same story completely differently. You know, that I argue with my mom all the time about how something happened, and we are both so certain that it happened that way. That is also a terrifying element of it all.
It's because perception is reality. So
yeah.
If you would like, if you have time, could we listen to one of our listeners' stories?
I would love to.
All right.
Hey ladies, I love the podcast. I just started listening to it, so I'm binging my way through, but only during the daytime because I live alone. So if I listen to it at dark, I will scare myself too much. But I love it. It's so much fun. So I have 2 ghost stories for you today. One of them happened when I was about maybe 15 years old, and I used to babysit these kids in high school that lived across the street from me. And their house was literally across the street. Like, you could see my house from their living room. And so normally I would, pick them up from school. We would hang out. I'd make them dinner, and Mom would come home, maybe 7-ish or whatever. This particular night, though, one of the kids was at a friend's house for a sleepover, and the mom was out with her girlfriend. So I only had one kid to watch this night. So it was about 9 p.m., ish, and the kid had fallen asleep next to me on the couch, and I was sitting there watching TV. Now, the way that the house is set up is if you're sitting on the couch and you're watching TV, you can see the hallway. So the TV is on the same wall that's right next to the hallway. And let me just say, I've always gotten a creepy feeling in the very back bedroom, and so there are 3 bedrooms and a bath in that hallway. And I always got like a cold, kind of creepy, like somebody else was in the room with you feeling in the very back bedroom. But at this time in my life, I was deathly afraid of ghosts, and I wanted nothing to do with them. I was in denial that they ever existed. No. If something creepy happened, I brushed it off because I was not dealing with that at the moment. So I always felt like something was kind of creepy, but whatever, I just brushed it off, right? So I was sitting on the couch, and I was watching TV, and I saw something, a shadow, like a kid-sized shadow, like kind of leap across the hallway from like the bathroom to the bedroom. And it was just like a leap, like it was just like a hop across the hallway, and I was so freaked out. I had to do a double take and make sure that the kid was still asleep next to me, and the kid was sound asleep, and it was just me and him in the house, and the hallway was completely black, like no lights were on, and I just, plain as day, saw like a little kid shadow just hop across the hallway, and I can still see it today, like it's burned into my brain, and it was the scariest thing ever. But of course, I didn't know how to process it. I was like, I don't know what I just saw, like, what? And I was freaked out. The mom came home maybe around midnight, and I was still wide awake. I had put the kid to bed, but I was still wide awake. I was waiting for the mom to come home so I could go home. But for some reason, she wanted me to spend the night. I don't know why. She wasn't comfortable with me walking across, 20 feet to get to my house, but okay, she could have watched me walk over there, but I'm not a mom, so I don't know. But so I was forced to sleep on the couch after seeing what I saw in the hallway, and I did not sleep at all. Did not, maybe 20 minutes. But I woke up at 6 a.m. and I figured that's a good time to go home, and I booked it out of there, didn't even say goodbye or nothing. I just left, and that was it. I still babysat, but I did not do overnights again because no thank you. And so I haven't had an experience since then, until about a month ago. So this past year has been really tough for me personally. Obviously, everything that's been happening with COVID and, the world, but also just personally, I was dealing with my sister who had mental illness and addiction issues, as well as I haven't seen my niece and nephew since March of 2020, and I was really close with them. So that took a huge toll on me. And I was just feeling really down and kind of depressed. And so I was asleep one night in my apartment, and I live alone, and it's just me and my cat, Russell. And so I was asleep, and I was kind of laying on my side, like in the fetal position. And I felt like something brushed my leg, and I assumed it was just my cat, Russell, because he usually does that. If I'm in bed, like he knows, oh, time to get cuddled up. So he'll hop up there and kind of sleep in the nook of my legs to keep warm. So I figured it was just him. So I kind of look over my shoulder to double check, but he was all the way across the room in my windowsill. So it wasn't him. And then as I looked even more, I saw what looked like, somebody sitting on the edge of my bed. Like I'd had that kind of butt imprint, like that dip in the mattress. And I was like, oh, what? And then in a split second, I see a little floating ball just kind of whoosh, right up to the ceiling, and it was gone. And for a second, I'm trying to think, I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, it must have been just like headlights or something from a car. But usually when headlights come in my window, it's kind of like a glare or a shadow that kind of goes along my wall. Now this light was floating in the middle of my bedroom, and it wasn't on a wall, and it was just kind of like a solid ball. And then that night I had a dream about my mom. Now, my mom died 7 years ago from cancer. And so I had a dream. She was in it. And also my niece and nephew were in it. And we were having a sleepover and we were having fun. And I just kind of felt like that was my mom kind of patting my leg and sitting with me while I fell asleep to make sure that I was okay. And, she visited me in my dream to let me know that everything was going to be okay and I was going to see my niece and nephew again. And I just needed to get through it. And so far, so good. I'm working my way through these tough months, but that really helped. And I'm thankful that my mom came to me that night and just let me know that everything was going to be okay, because in these times, I really needed that. So thank you, ladies. I really love the podcast, and keep up the good work.
Whoa. Ooh, a little shadow hopping is fucking gross. Yuck.
I feel like the hopping is worse than like a giggle.
The hopping, imagine a hop and a giggle. No way. No way. Get out of there.
Hopping is very eerie. Like, I haven't seen that before, and that's very eerie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so nasty.
Very spooky story.
yeah.
Great work.
Especially like having to stay the night there on the couch. Like there's, you don't even have like a door between you. Like you're just out in the open.
Yeah. What's that all about? Ooh.
Oh, I didn't think of, yeah, that being out in the open is an extra element. Like, to not have like a wall, like the walls, ugh, I need walls around me.
Gotta.
Yeah.
Oh God, she was. I feel like I missed one. She was babysitting in the first story.
Yes.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
babysitting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then I guess like the mom came home, I guess, crazy late and was like, stay the night.
This woman was wild. His mom was out of control.
It sounds like the person she was babysitting for had offered her to some demon spirit. Is what it sounds like to me now.
There we are.
When
There we are.
When you say it, it makes sense. I feel like I didn't think of
only-
it, but now I'm like, that's what it was.
That's it. Yeah, stay the night.
It's just there. It's obvious. It's right there.
Yep. Right there.
Top of mind, first thought. Also, like, I think it's very nice that their mom came to visit. That's so nice.
Yeah, the
Especially-
second.
Yes.
That's
But
really
also-
lovely.
But why wouldn't ghosts come to comfort us? They first scare us by sitting on the bed?
I've heard different versions of this, like, and I really do believe that. My grandma Ruth had it's a different kind of story, but her husband, my grandpa George, passed away, and there had been a leaky faucet. He was the one that would fix all the stuff around the house. And did I say Faust just now? I said house, right?
Oh, so it was
You
a
said
house.
house.
Okay,
Not it
all
was
right.
not Faust then.
Yeah.
And she woke up one night and he was sitting on her bed and she said he patted her hand and said, "It's all going to be okay, Ruthie." And the next morning the faucet was fixed. It's no longer leaking.
A handy,
What?
a handy
Yeah.
ghost.
I feel like I don't know. There's something. I do think if there are ghosts, it makes sense to me. If there are ghosts, they're gonna visit. You know what I mean? That part makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You would hope.
My theory
Yes.
is that if there are ghosts, and the reason we don't see them all the time, is that it's ridiculous. That maybe it's so hard to get here that you have to be really passionate about it. You have to be super angry and have some revenge you need to do, you want to haunt someone, or
Yeah.
you're so worried about someone, and so that's how you get the people sitting on the bed saying everything's going to be okay. That's just a theory. It's a theory.
I think there's something to that. Yeah.
I do too. Marcy said this like a couple of episodes ago of just how how sometimes probably ghosts also don't know how to get in contact correctly, so they are like, well, maybe I should smash a mirror to be like, I'm fine, and that it probably takes a lot of work. We saw that in the movie Ghost. It takes a lot
Yeah.
of work.
It takes a lot of work. I can very quickly tell you a nightmare I just had a couple weeks ago that
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay, so we were at the Jersey Shore for like the month of May. It was super foggy there the whole time. Crazy thick fog, like unusual fog for that time of year.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that, I had a nightmare that I had bought some cabin in Lake Tahoe I was going to. And it was super remote and far, and I was there by myself. And then once I got there, I was just felt really out of sorts. I think this was a real pandemic nightmare because I felt very isolated and out of sorts and just weird. And I'm like, wait, how long am I here? And I turned on the news and the newscasters were speaking in gibberish. So I couldn't even understand what was happening in the news.
Oh.
And in the dream, I realized that I was dead and this was eternity. And it was the worst nightmare I've had in years. And I'm like, this is it. This is me in this cabin listening to gibberish on the news. And then when I woke up, there's still that thick fog. And it lasted so long. I'm like, am I dead? Are we dead? Did we get in a plane accident and we don't realize that we're dead? Is this limbo? It was, anyways. So I feel like that.
Scary.
And that would be hell for you because you love information and you love the news.
It's, if you know one thing about me, it's exactly that. But I think a lot of people, like, that nice woman that told that story, I feel like there's a lot of similar kind of nightmares and fears happening through the pandemic. And so I'm glad she got that nice visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's been, just a wild time where we're forced to look at so much stuff we never really had to before.
Yeah.
And like our mortality and the Earth's mortality, like just all this stuff where it's like, and there was a time where almost every single day I was like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if I like open up my news and see that like a bomb is coming towards us, or something like that, where it's just like, what do we do?
I don't do well with that much time to think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I did this trip to Europe by myself when I was like 26, but it was like I didn't bring a cell phone. I didn't have a smartphone. And so if I wanted to check my email, I'd have to go to like an internet cafe. So it's just like, imagine all day in like a weird place of you don't understand the language and not a phone to look at. It was just like, what have I done to myself? It was like, I don't know. It's been a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
It's funny. I never worry about, like, I never think about death. And not that I don't think about, I just don't worry about it. I assume like whatever it is, there's a process to it and it will be revealed at the time. So it's nothing I need to worry about, right? Like I just trust whoever's in charge of it, that they're going to make sure I get to where I need to go. And I just it's not a thing that I worry about, and that I and then if nothing happens, then like whatever, I'm not going to be there to care, so it's fine. But I wish I could remember what set it off, but for the first time in my life, I got scared of dying this week. And I remember I was like laying, I wish I could remember what set it off, but for the first time I thought about like, I'm going to die. Oh. And what will what will it feel like as I'm doing? And the first time in my whole life, I've only worried about other people dying. I've never worried about myself. And then I was like,
oh, interesting.
Oh God, there's going to be a moment where I like know that it's happening too. And it really freaked me out.
Yeah, it's freaky to think about.
I have a fear that I'm going to have some petty thought right as I die, that I'm going to remember some old grievance or enemy, and then I'm going to ruin my last moment.
That's so funny.
Your last words are going to be like, "What a bitch."
Who, Katie? Who?
You know what? I'm glad I said something. I should have said it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my last moment like that will be me telling someone they didn't put something away right. Like I do that on planes a lot. I'm like, your bag's supposed to go wheels first. It's going to be me like not minding my business.
That's so funny.
I like to think, the thing that calms me down about it is I like to think whatever it is beyond our comprehension, so we can't even imagine it. That's what I tell myself.
That's normally how I feel.
Good.
But then I was like, you're going to know it. You're going to be like, oh, this is the last, like, it's happening. When is it going to happen? Like, that's what freaked me out. I wish I could remember. I'm sure it had to be a TikTok. It's always a TikTok.
Oh, no.
It's always a TikTok that makes me start really thinking about these big questions, guys. That's why it's a great app.
TikTok makes you think. Oof.
Katie, this has been so fun having you on. And those were really good stories.
I feel bad that it's ending on death, and this episode will cause existential crisis.
I mean, it's a ghost story podcast. We have to be real. True. It's like not wanting. It's like talking about like the best burgers in LA, and then not wanting to acknowledge that cows have died.
I mean, that's actually a very good analogy. That is kind of what we've done here. Like, we've taken the fun thing and brought in the bad part. Well, cows don't have a lot of room. But anyways, In-N-Out's my favorite. Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been a real delight.
Such a treat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hope Halloween is very active this year.
Oh.
It's gotta be. It will be. We'll do some stuff.
I hope you'll have me back when it's closer to Halloween and we can talk about haunts and stuff that are happening.
Oh my gosh, the best haunt. You should write a guide of the best haunts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got time.
You got time.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.